Hello, everybody. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Christine. I'm with Intentional Synergy. I'm the owner and founder of Intentional Synergy. And if you haven't seen any of our videos before, right there, you'll find that I do not edit my videos. I'm coming at you a real person. I am not perfect. I make mistakes. I stumble over words sometimes, but that's who I am. And I refuse to edit and present you with something perfect because none of us are perfect. And I think that having a connection with a real person is a little bit better than watching some video that's perfect and screened and edited, and that's just not me. So anyway, I woke up this morning and I realized that it's January 5th and I still haven't come to you to talk to you about the goals for this year that you probably should have set last year, hopefully. But it's really important that we revisit those goals consistently, but especially at the beginning of the year. So we're starting off the year right. We have a fresh mindset. It's the beginning of a new time for us, right? Every day is a new chapter in the book of this year. So it's really critical that we're looking at our goals and we're assessing them. We're making sure that we're on track to meet those goals. So some of you have said, I write them down and then I forget about them, then I never look at them again. Well, I think that's a lot of people, right? I think it's even me. I've done it before. So I wanted to share some of the strategies that I use with you to help keep myself on track. And then I want to share some of the exciting things that are happening at Intentional Synergy that I hope you'll be interested in. So let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen with you. And I want to show you a couple of the documents that I use for setting goals. If we scroll up to the top, this is my, move this down here. First of all, I set SMART goals, and I know that everyone's heard of different kind of goals. SMART goals have been around forever, but they work for me. A SMART goal is a goal that is specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relative, and it's timely. So the letters across the side here, SMART, obviously stand for each of those criteria: specific, measurable, attainable, relative, and timely. And specific, we really want to nail down our goals, right? We don't want a goal that says we're going to make $40,000 in the next 6 months. Sure, that's a goal, but that's not going to help us reach our end goal, right? We need goals that are incremental that help us get to our ultimate goal. So a specific goal for you might be, I'm going to increase my revenue by $2,000 every month until I reach the goal of $40,000 in 6 months. It's a little bit more specific. For me, my goals are even narrowed down a little bit more. I include goals about my marketing plan because that's really critical to my business. And it's something that I have to keep up every day, right? I have to write consistent blog posts. I have to make sure I'm utilizing social media. So my goals are really based around that. So you have to look at your business and where you need your focus to be and write the goal based on your individual needs, right? Goals are very individual. If they weren't individual, you could go to the store and buy a book of goals and just scroll through and pick one. But these are individual for you and for your business. Measurable. I put a time frame on my goals. I say that I need to have 5 blog posts every single week, right? Sometimes my goals are even more specific and I put a time frame, right? We know that people are more apt to read a blog at a certain time of the week. If you want to know that, take our social media class. But it's very important that we put something measurable in here because if not, there's no time limit, right? I could want to make $40,000 by 2020, but that's not your goal. So you need to make sure it's timely so that you're setting these goals so that they're measurable and you can know when you reach them because we feel good when we reach our goals, right? And to know if you're off track. Once we get off track, it's hard to get back on. So we want to make sure we're staying on track, and by setting a time limit and a time focus on our goal, that will help you to maintain your focus. Attainable. Look at the business you're in, look where you're at, look where you want to go, and you want to write your goal somewhere in between that, right? We can always write another goal. We don't want to set our goals too low because then what are we reaching for, really? We want to set our sights high, but we want to make sure the goal is attainable. Imagine this. Imagine you are trying to lose weight. Your goal is 200 pounds to lose. If that is your goal and you never look at smaller increments of success, you're going to give up, right? You're going to quit. You're going to wash your hands. You're going to say, I'm going to stay fat forever. That's all there is to it. I'm going to be unhealthy. I'm never going to do what I'm supposed to do. So it's important to set those goals so that they're attainable, so that you still feel good and you're motivated to continue working toward the end goal. Make sure it's relative to your business. Make sure it's relative to your vision, to your mission statement on your business plan. You should have a business plan. If you don't, you need to pick up that phone and give me a call so we can get one going. But it should be relative to what your end game is. And then timely. Timely is obvious. It's very similar to measurable. Sometimes with measurable, we'll add on a percentage. We'll say that, we want to see 20% revenue growth. Sometimes it's a time frame. Really use the goal sheet the way you want to, but a SMART goal is basically taking your vision and breaking it down into very specific steps. Okay? One of the other forms that I use, and these are so basic. I mean, you could do this yourself. You don't need this form from me, but if you want it, email me. I'll send it to you. It's no big deal. I use a goal sheet that includes benchmarks because it's easy for me. I like to set annual goals, and then I like to break them down into benchmarks so I can see quarterly where I'm at in reaching that goal. And I'm one of those people that likes to check things off, so I have a checkbox. So my annual goal might be to increase Instagram followers by 5,000. And I don't use any marketing services. I don't do anything like that. All of mine is organic. I don't want fake followers. If you're following me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, I want it to be genuine. I want it to be because I am providing you value and you want to be there. So it might be my benchmark might be by April, or let's say by March, I have increased by 400 followers. By June, I have increased my marketing on Instagram to 12 times a day, and my followers have increased to 400. Whatever works for you, again, it's fine. It doesn't, you don't have to follow a specific guideline, other than I really recommend doing SMART goals where you're including those 5 components into every goal. But beyond that, make it targeted toward what your business needs to take the next step and grow. And maybe this isn't business. Maybe you're looking at a personal situation. Maybe you're looking at finding a relationship. Certainly, we set goals for everything in life, right? Finding a relationship might be that you're stepping out into, dating sites. A benchmark one might be that you have revised your dating profile. You've sent that to a dating or relationship coach and asked for help. That could be benchmark one, and it's checked off very quickly. But really, whatever attains to your goal in life or business needs to be detailed out so that you are accountable and you're able to make progress. If you see at the top of my tabs, I've got my blog going here, Intentional Synergy. Please feel free to step out and read my blog. It's really focused on leadership and motivation. I think there's a lot of good information out there. And this is my newest favorite toy. If you don't know about this, this is awesome. This is MentorBox. And I saw this ad on Facebook and I saw it on Instagram. And I was like, okay, what is this? It's just another thing for me to subscribe to. But it's not expensive. Literally, I think it's like $7 a month. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's like $7 a month, billed annually, possibly, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, check out this site. This site has more information on it in one place than I have ever had available to me ever. I just watched, you saw me, I was on You Are the One by Cute Blackson. And he wrote this book called You Are the One, and it is fabulous. And what I get to do is I get to actually listen to him speak about the book. It was about, I think it was like 101 or 110 minutes video about the book. There's a worksheet. You don't get the book, but you get to listen to the author kind of mentor you in why he wrote the book and the components of the book. And it's not some cheap, sales pitch. It's true information that you can walk away with and put into action. So there's my plug for MentorBox. If you are a part of MentorBox, know I love you, and I am so grateful for this subscription. It was worth every penny. All right, so let's get back. I'm going to take share screen off, if I can figure out how. All right, we'll just leave share screen on. We're just about done anyway. We'll put this in the background. All right, we are going to continue talking about goals. I want to make sure that you have your goals written. Typically, for the upcoming year, those goals should be written, no later than September. We're forward thinkers. We need to make sure that our vision is in place. I want to say to you to figure out what works for you, because I am different than everybody. I use a lot of different systems, to my boyfriend's chagrin, because I think I drive him a little crazy, because I'm not that type A that he is. He's uber organized, and his goals are perfect, and he's got them written down, and he follows them, and he checks on them. And I'm a little bit more of the creative type, right? So I'm a little bit more disorganized, if you will. So sheets like I just showed you are critical to my functioning. My business plan being written out is critical to functioning. I use a planner. I use a planner religiously, and I know all of you techie people are out there going, oh my gosh, why isn't she on technology? I do that too. So my Google Calendar is my life. This is different. There is something about putting a pen to paper that makes the goal or the vision more real to me. That works for me. No one out there is going to tell you it's wrong, and if they do, you need to run away from them, because you need to do what works for you. So my plan has all of my information on it. January is, I've got dates filled in, I've roll with this thing. It's got everything I need in one spot. And it goes with me everywhere. It goes with me for personal outings. It goes with me for business. This is my life, and this will be with me for the next year. We're going to be very good. 2018. Just bought it. It was cheap. It was like $9. No big deal. But it works for me. So again, do what works for you. All right. So I told you I was going to share a couple of exciting things with you, and that I am. Number one, I showed you our blog. We used to be on WordPress, which was great and fine, but that was my personal blog to start with, and our company name wasn't available. So we moved over to Blogger. You can find us at intentionalsynergyblog.blogspot.com. And if you can't find it, I'll have it linked below, and I'll also have it linked on my website shortly. But really, here is where we, and I say we, I hope you caught that. That's my next news story. But this is where we're going to talk about motivational topics, talk about topics in leadership, talk about things to help you become a better leader in whatever organization you are. It frustrates me sometimes when I hear people say, oh, I'm not in a leadership position. I just, I flip burgers at the Burger Giant. What? Of course, you are in a leadership position. There is always someone watching you. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom. I don't care if you are a CEO of a company. I don't care if you're a custodian. I don't care if you're the CFO. Does not matter to me. There is always someone watching you. You always have the opportunity to be a leader in your community, in your employment, wherever you are. You have the opportunity to be a leader. And we all should strive to be better leaders to all of the people around us. So I don't care what you do, this blog can help you. This blog will help you think maybe outside of the box a little differently than you have been, help you maybe change your perspective, and help you to kind of take that step forward and that next step and then that next step. Sometimes it's really hard to take action, but all of these goals we set, if we don't have action behind them, we're going nowhere. So those things are some of the topics that we talk about here in the blog. So please follow it. We'll make sure that we try to keep everything focused and pertinent. Maybe there might be something every now and then that doesn't align right to what you're hoping for, but that's okay too. So please check that out. Now, my second most exciting piece of information is I have brought a partner into my company. He is amazing. You guys are going to love him. We will be having a video come out in a couple weeks where I introduced him and talked to you about his skills, but he is so experienced in sales and marketing and relationship building. He is going to bring so much to this organization of Intentional Synergy, and I'm very excited that he's agreed to come on and be my partner. So we are in the process of crafting our second presentation, and we are we are so excited to get out and present to you. If you have a small organization, a small business group, real estate investing group, a lot of those smaller organizations are looking for speakers. We'd love to come out and speak to your group. We will be creating a web series that will be available for purchase, so you can watch in your own time, complete with downloads and workbooks, so that you can go ahead and go at your own pace and work on some of those leadership skills. But until then, please follow us. You can find us on Facebook at Intent Synergy. You can find us on Twitter, same thing, at Intent Synergy. Or you can find my website at intentionalsynergy.com. I hope to see you soon. It was great talking to you today. If you don't have those goals done, email me and I'll get you the goal sheets. And you better get started, because we're 5 days in. I'm on my second personal development book. I cannot let you drop the ball. So let's get going. Talk to you soon. Thanks.